Hello everybody, and welcome to my little clutter room in my corner of the creational matrix. When we begin our process of becoming more aware, we have been chosen by the real universal guides. At that point, we have had plenty of experience in the creational psych realms, in our simulator training school, and we have displayed a degree of courage and risk-taking attitude in the things we have been engaged in or experimenting with. The real guides move amongst us unseen, or unseen to our literal physical senses anyway, and when they find individuals exemplifying risk-taking qualities and potential, and assuming their cause and effect karma isn't too vast to be unworkable, they will afford the opportunity, the super knowledge of the ease, the chance to become more aware and recognize a real position beyond the drudgery of the lower life levels, the passing dream, a place of dreariness and control. The New You song allows the connection to this true reality and a declaration of intent to recognize our real intent, and that to stand real with the guides and the all is. And now we can recognize the creation matrix for what it was designed for, as a generator of experience, along with the 5 body vehicles which bring forth these thoughts, ideas, and emotions to forge cause and effect experience. But instead of just unconsciously walking through the experiences we create, we now are conscious of the process and can begin to make comparisons, which is the only way to recognize the ease. Standing real in our real awareness, we are the objective view, and every experience in creation, viewed from this detached indifferent state, has us recognizing what the is by comparing it to what it is not. Everything we are in fact experiencing throughout the creational matrix. So we have demonstrations on the real side. What was once simply a dream arena becomes real as we recognize and have the awareness to realize the significance of the demonstrations as we sleep, created by the guides to afford us awareness enhancing information, scenes and situations, that we can better figure ourselves out, face all of our created personal self, its every facet and aspect and all of creation, until we stand with the ears and the guides. We will have our created personal self and vehicles, and they will act as filtering layers over the dreams and what they demonstrate. So it is up to us to see through the veil of our literalism, to step around the aspects of the body vehicles that, if brought to bear and used to try to decipher the dreams, if we attempt to think what they may be, as an example, we will fall short of determining the demonstration. We must step as much as able into our real awareness, and from here we can decipher the dream demonstrations more readily, with impressions rather than mental considerations. For the ears and the demonstrations on the real side must be recognized, and our body vehicles have not the tools to do so. Only through our real awareness and the degree we are connected with it can we best determine the information the guides are transmitting through the dream demonstrations. So things will seem one way to the literal self, but there will be something beneath, that which the literal self cannot see, something to be recognized, just as the ears must be recognized, but the literal created personal self cannot perceive. I had a dream the other day where I was being chased by endless people, and despite how far I ran, or how many times I lost a pursuer, there was another and yet another individual that would be on my heels. Many times we will be chased and attacked on the real side by the dark forces, as they are displeased greatly by our waking up and awareness, and our encouraging others to do the same, to escape their control. But not all pursuers will in fact be these controller types, as I have discovered for myself, and from hearing similar dreams relayed by others, and with Dwayne's insights on the matter. If we are attacked by the dark forces, usually the situation resolves itself. The more we stand in our real selves, the more we can deal effectively with them. The personal self will be very poor at handling situations, on the other hand. Either way, an attack will resolve itself and have a conclusion. On occasion, however, as in this dream, the attackers were relentless, never ending, never discouraged, and sometimes never defeated. And this is usually indicative of the conflict not being with the controllers, but with the personal self. As we strive to become more aware and connect with our real selves, always the personal self will be present, until we supersede the necessity of the personal self and the experience it generates. Until that time, we may often have rather a tug of war with the created little self. We may battle and wrestle it as we try to get it focused, to get all 5 body vehicles focused on our real is recognizing intent. And so, while we have our personal selves, we have to deal with them, and of course it isn't going away, and thus this is often demonstrated on the real side, as we seem to be running from foes we can never escape from, or be battling with an enemy we cannot overcome. Maybe we have come across an agreement or tap line that needs addressing and removing now, if we are to continue, for all must be released and removed if we are to supersede creation altogether. And maybe this particular tap line is difficult to let go of, particularly those of an emotional variety, and so expect to find a battle or a chase with no end in sight on the real side. But recognizing this, we can decide to just let go of the conflict. We are always the decider of everything in our lives, and only we can decide to let go of an agreement or attachment. And if we are having this tug of war, we are deciding then that we are effectively not quite ready to give it up, or there would be no battle between our real self, that is, and our created personal self. If we have hit a particular tap line to be addressed, and we are unable to stand real in the new nowness in the face of this part of our created self, then we must be unwilling to release it, as the want for the tap line will have us stepping out of our real new nowness position. If a current tap line, agreement or attachment needs our attention now, and we don't let go of it, then we will be finding ourselves moving more into our personal self than we may have been doing of late. And of course then we have the glaring apparency of being more so out of our new nowness than is preferable, and the current tap line that needs addressing won't go away until we make our decision. If we stop here on our process, this is as far as we go, as far as we have allowed the releasing of that which restricts us from being with the is. And often then, individuals at a point such as this, if they don't move onward with the process, If they can't release the tap line, they may get bored and fall back into the personal self. We must face all of ourselves, everything we have created, and if we remain stuck at a certain stage, then we have this conflict with the personal self, demonstrated on the real side, and be assured we cannot stand completely with the ears and supersede creation if we are clinging to even the smallest idea, attachment, or agreement. If we hold on to any aspect of our created self, that tap line restricts us and prevents us from the recognition required to not require the 5 vehicles. For we must recognize that we don't need the 5 vehicles, and if we cling onto something of the created self, then we have not recognized this yet. And so I will finish with the New You song. New You.